I'm Ollie Chapman, I'm 17 years old, and a massive part of my life is exploring new sounds. So, this is the room. I got my universe in the sky, and it's super dusty, but I thought you'd find it cool because obviously filmmaker. So, this is super old now.
Oh my god, that is so cool.
It works absolutely fine. We used to film a music video in this with my dad when I was 11 or something for a song that I made for school. It's very dusty. I should probably clean it and use it again. This is a song called 2009. It reminds me of this Elton John song. I forget the name of it. So my dad designed the artwork, and it took a while getting the different ideas together, and you know, it's really cool because it's not kind of the typical artwork. It's a little bit different. You know, I'm really inspired by space and exploration of space. I was like, well, let's put it into the artwork. Inspired by Mac Miller, that kind of album cover of like space, but more so this, which is like in his music videos after he died, is like his logo. And his space character just goes floating through space. It's cute, and we came up with this, which is something that is totally unique because Dad's artistic skills come into play to design it. He's done a really incredible job, like bringing the ideas together of space, you know, the telephone.
So who are your favorite artists?
I don't know. It changes honestly every day. Usually I'll just click and just shuffle anything and just see what comes up.
I make playlists for everything.
Yeah. Do you actually make the playlist?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I've got a friend that has a playlist, so I just kind of use that.
It's been years since you came around as part of my mind.
The song's finished, but it needs to be recorded. I'm changing, like creating to a list of like literally for the next release. It's just going to be boom, 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 and have a big list pretty much like this, where it's like tick this off, tick this off, tick this off. This is one that I'm currently writing. I think the song was done, but we'll see. You know, everything ends up changing. Once you learn this stuff, that you know it, and like you don't have to rely on anybody else to kind of get the job done. It's kind of like, okay, your career is what you make of it, you know. When you record the song and you just want to get on with like the next project, you kind of just want to forget about the last one, so you can just focus on what's next, because everything you release is never what you're currently feeling. In the meantime, you've been writing different material and you're completely grown as an artist, because 6 months so much can change. When you're constantly developing, your art's going to change as well, and so people are hearing from you. It's never really that moment of where you are right now, unless you literally do it on a live stream.
What makes a good song?
What makes a good song? So that's completely like subjective, obviously, to everybody, because I'm like completely obsessed with like how sounds like work and putting sounds together. And so one of the most important things is the shape of the sound. I generally try and find something like when I'm writing a specific hook or the accompanying like rhythm as well. Like the movement of the bass line is so important. Like adding a synth track with NPR, a performance by Nick Hakim. He has like a blending synthesizer, and it fits perfectly with his really soft, like raspy voice. And it's really like a lot down to the sound engineer as well, on how all the tracks work together, all the instruments kind of interlink and intertwine. Yeah, it's a big collaborative effort by all the different instruments that you use.
Do you expect to go this far in such a small period of time?
I'm really new to this, but that's the great thing as well, is because I'm so like naive. Like I don't know what's possible and what's not, and that's being naive is such an advantage, because that's when you start learning different techniques, different skills, developing yourself as like an artist or creator or anything. But then it could only be like one evening where you're talking to somebody and you learn something new, which completely changes the game for you. And so you have moments like them, but also stagnant moments where it's just calm. So like how you feel you're gonna do in music, for me, kind of changes a lot. I feel like, oh, I've got this in the bag, like I know what I'm doing this time. But then something happens, you're like, that was a mistake. But then 2 weeks later, you're like, okay, well I know how to reapproach that. But yeah, it's just about like talking to people and asking questions. Probably the biggest lesson that I've learned is, you know, if you don't know something, just ask somebody who could shed a bit of light. It's going well. I'm really excited because, you know, anything can happen in such a short amount of time.
What is your biggest passion?
So one of my biggest passions is probably exploring, whether it's, you know, I'm on a bike ride or just completely explore the actual like wildlife life around me, because that's really fascinates me. Or whether it's a sound as well, completely explore and try and understand how that sound was created, how to recreate it, and understand the process behind it all is really, really fascinating. To have the passion for that allows you to kind of withstand the tiring process of trying to get it all done, which is great as well, because right now we're learning music production with Sergey in the studio. So I'm trying to learn as much as possible about how to actually create the sounds, and that's something that I'm really enjoying doing right now.
I'm proper happy to say that Telephone is actually out on streaming platforms now, so you know, your Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. I really hope that you've enjoyed watching the journeys of everything come together over the past few weeks. There's more to come. Thank you very much.